Hello and welcome to this video. Today is the video that I have been waiting to film for such a long time. And I know that some of you have been waiting for this video for a long time as well, since I started talking about making our wedding outfits. This is a video that I've been looking forward to film actually. So this is the day, today is the day. We got married this Saturday and it's now Tuesday, so it's not that long ago. It's quite fresh, everything, all the impressions and everything is quite fresh, but we are very happy with our wedding and we are very grateful, and you know, everything that you feel when you have planned a wedding together with your family. We didn't have catering or anything, we just we did it all ourselves, me and Robin and our families. So that's amazing and we are very grateful for that. So today is Tuesday. It's a beautiful autumn day and it feels a bit weird to be filming, I have to say, because it was quite a while ago and the last time I did it was the week before the wedding, like 2 weeks before the wedding, and then it was like an outro or intro thing, so it feels kind of weird, but it feels good as well. This is our living room. I don't know if you have seen it like this before. Bookshelf and TV and everything, and Eden is here. Yeah, she's asleep. That's good. And I'm having my afternoon cup of coffee, and I thought that I might talk you through our wedding outfits, and I have some pictures as well so you can see them on and like in its full glory and everything. So we will start with my outfit, I think. No, we will start with Robin's outfit, because that's I think the most time consuming to talk about. Yeah. So please grab a cup of coffee or tea or anything and snuggle up with your knitting, because this is gonna take a while. Okay, so we got engaged 2 years ago in 2020 in the pandemic, and we planned a wedding for our 10-year anniversary, which was this September. So we thought that we wanted an autumnal wedding, which I'm so happy with, and I can really recommend getting married in the fall because it's just beautiful. The colors were amazing, and of course I wanted to have an autumnal wedding because I would be able to wear wool. That was one of my prime reasons, not including the beautiful landscape, which is autumn. So we wanted to have an autumnal wedding, and we wanted it to be like in the middle of these amazing colors, but not so far into the autumn that the leaves had fallen off the trees. So it was an amazing time actually, and we had such beautiful weather. The 2 days before, it was like a storm, so we're very happy that it's cleared up and was a beautiful day. And the day, like in the evening or in the day after, I don't remember, but it was a full moon as well. It was beautiful, like the stars and everything. So yeah, but we decided that we wanted to have an autumnal wedding, and with that it brings, you have to dress appropriately. And we also the location was an old mill, so it wasn't that good of an isolation. So it was quite windy, and we had like heating fans on over the night. But it got quite cold, and if you wanted to go outside, you had to have a coat or a sweater or anything. So it was my perfect weather. So when we talked about what we wanted to wear, I was quite clear that I didn't want a white dress. That isn't my style at all, and I really I was leaning towards getting married in a fall costume, but then I thought I wanted to make it a bit more special and a bit more, I don't know, yeah, a bit more special, because I wear my fall costume kind of a lot, and it's very special to wear that as well, but you know, I wanted to have something that was special for that day, but also that I could wear again after. So I decided on a black dress, and that is actually a tradition in Sweden. Before all this American white wedding dresses came, you got married in a black dress, wool or cotton or linen, because you had to be able to wear it to other occasions as well. So you couldn't make a dress for one occasion, and I love that way of thinking. You had to make a dress that you could wear to a funeral as well, or on Christmas, or you know, big things. So they got married in a black dress, and I decided to get married in a black dress as well. And I was very firm on this. I didn't want a white wedding dress, you know. But then, kind of like a year ago, I started having these doubts that it would be too gloomy, or it wouldn't be like that festive. So I started thinking how I could make this dress not like all the other dresses that I wear for every day that are black linen dresses. So I guess we're starting with my outfit. So, but I started thinking about how we could make this dress a bit more special, and even with that specialness, I would be able to wear it on other occasions. That is my number one thing that I wanted to keep in mind. So I started to do some research and everything, and I found a beautiful, I think it was a photo that was of a woman here in Sweden that does embroidery, and she had done this beautiful jacket with Dalafloda embroidery. It was a Dalafloda folkdräkt, maybe folk costume from a bit up north from here, and she had a ribbon on the hem of her skirt, and I thought that was beautiful, and I can have that on my, you know, everyday dresses as well. So I decided to have that, and I decided to make the skirt big. You know, it's very poofy. Not poofy, it's very wide. It has twice the width of the skirt as my usual dresses does. So it's a bit more festive, and a bit more, you know, it has leveled up. And one thing that you shouldn't do is to sew your own wedding dress. So my friend Susanne actually, she asked me if she could sew it for me, and I said yes and please and thank you. So I was very happy about that, and we talked about the design a lot, and we decided on a very neat and classic style. It has like, well, I can show you. It's very wrinkly right now because I don't have the time or energy to iron it. But it has this very, sorry, this is my boob, where my boobs should be. It has this very classic style, and to make it a bit more special, she actually embroidered on it in black moulinet yarn, which is a cotton embroidery floss. So she made these folkloristic flowers on the front and in the back, and we made a deep V, which was beautiful. And otherwise it's very wrinkly, but it's very close to my other skirts, but it has a lot of fabric in the back, and it has this ribbon. It has this ribbon on the hem, which is beautiful. I found this at I found it on a festival, like a weaving festival that we were at 2 weeks before. So yeah, I'm very happy with it, and I think that I will be able to wear it for like Christmas even if I wanted to. I can, you know, dress it up a bit and everything, and I'm very happy with it. And you can see a picture. No, I'm gonna talk about the other garment that I wore for the ceremony first before I show you the picture. So I actually bought this yarn kit for Christmas for myself last year, 2021, to be able to make this, which is the green mist from Bohus Stickning. I bought it to be able to make it for my wedding, so I can wear it on my wedding like on the ceremony, so like a fancy, a fancy sweater. And I did that, and I knitted it, and I finished it like a month before the wedding, which was very nice, and I'm very happy with that. I love this sweater. It's like the perfect length and size and everything, and I love it. But then, 12 days before the wedding, I started thinking about my outfit and everything, and I was so inspired by Lina Odell, which is she's called Krusa. Her company is called Krusa. I was so inspired by her stickärmaliv on Instagram, which is a knitted sleeve jacket, I would say. And that is, I haven't read a lot about it, but I know that they had that kind of piece of clothing for like a folk costume here in Sweden, in Blekinge. And I know that I don't know, but I heard that women wore these kind of clothing items like a long time ago in their everyday life, because it was very, it was a good clothing item to have. And now she's started making these, and she's wearing them with her everyday outfits. And I have been thinking that I wanted to make one to have and wear for my everyday outfits. And then it was like an idea that just popped into my head, and it was finished, and I wanted to have it, and I couldn't stop myself from doing it. It was already decided. And that was that I wanted one of these for my wedding day, for my ceremony outfit. So yeah, I started knitting on I bought 2 colors, and I started knitting. It was like a red one and a dark gray one. I can show you a picture here. It didn't work out because the contrast was too low. And it isn't like the contrast should be that high. It can be like a very low contrast, I think, and it works out. It works out anyway. But this was not the thing that I wanted, and it felt very Christmassy. So I changed the colors, and I started knitting on the same kind of gray, the same color gray, and a yellow that was dyed on a gray wool, so it was low contrast as well. And it was beautiful up close, but on like further away it would look like marled, or just you wouldn't be able to see the pattern, and that wasn't what I wanted. So I changed a third time, and now I went with a more like a bright yellow and the gray one, and that was beautiful, and I was really happy with it. And the pattern is from a pair of mittens that I found on a museum online. So I just copied the pattern and made it into a sleeve instead. So this is what me and Susanne made. So I knitted these sleeves on 3mm needles in Rauma Finull, and it's like the knitted sleeves go up here, and then I have, or me and Susanne has made a jacket. Like the bodice is in wool, a wool fabric that I had at home, Italian wool actually, so pretty. And then I sewed the buttonholes the night before the wedding, and it was finished. And now I can show you the whole picture here, because no spoilers anymore. So this is what I looked like on the day that we got married. I'm very happy with the result. And then on the evening, like before the dancing and everything, I changed to my boy sweater, and it was very comfortable. It was very nice to have something to change into. So yeah, that was what I wore on my wedding day. And I had my kind of like my usual makeup. I only maybe had a bit more, I don't know, but kind of like this. And my hair was in a bun because I didn't have the time or energy or anything to think about that. And I love my hair as it is. And I didn't want to feel like I was in a costume. And I think that with a different kind of hairstyle and makeup, I would feel like a bit, I don't know, in a costume maybe. Yeah, so that is everything that I wore. And my shoes were Dr. Martens, which I found on Tradera. Like recently, like a month ago, I decided that I wanted a brown pair of leather shoes, but I don't want to buy a new pair, like a new pair. But it's hard to find Dr. Martens in the right size, in the right color, online. But I did it. They just turned up, and they were perfect. So I bought them, and I had that. It matched beautifully. Yeah. So that is my outfit. Now to the tricky one. I actually decided to sew Robin's outfit. I don't know. I have been thinking about it. I thought about it for a long time. When I said that I wanted to sew my own dress, and Susanne was like, "No, you can't sew your own wedding dress. That's not okay. I want to do it." And I said, "Okay, but I have to sew something." And she said, "You can sew Robin's suit." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, can I really?" I don't know. I was really indecisive for a long time. But then a year ago, I was like, "Okay, I will do this. I will sew it, and I will need help from Susanne because she is a trained seamstress, so she knows all this stuff." And she said, "Fine, let's do it." And we decided, and then we started searching for patterns and everything. We found a pair of pants that was like, they looked very good on the picture, but then we made a toile out of the pattern, and they were really baggy and saggy because he wanted kind of like a Peaky Blinders outfit. That is his goal with his style. So we tried to find something that was like Peaky Blinders, like the early 1900s kind of ish style for patterns, because we were like, we don't have the time to make all the patterns ourselves as well. And Susanne was very clear about, we have to find a pattern for the suit jacket and stick to it. We can't make any changes in that because that's very tricky. So I was like, okay, we will find this. And it was kind of like a struggle to find the pants, but then we found a pair that worked, and we just raised the waistline a bit actually. And then the shirt, I don't have that with me today because he's on a tour and he has it with him. But the shirt is just like a regular shirt that I always make him. So that wasn't at all hard to do. It's in a white linen fabric, like a creamy white, not a bleached white. So that was nice. And then so when we found the pants, we found a suit jacket that was okay, and it looked good. So we went with that, and then we found a vest, and that was so weird. Yeah, I will come back to that. But I ordered some fabric. Me and Robin sat down and found some fabrics that he liked, and we ordered some samples, and then we ordered, I think it was 5 meters of the fabric. For my dress it was 5.5 meters, and for his suit it was 5 meters. And we got maybe 1 meter left, but I wouldn't have ordered 4 meters. It was worth it to pay for the extra meter. But then I ordered the fabric and it arrived, and then Susanne came here to Örebro. She's an angel, if you haven't figured that out yet. She's the best person ever, because she came here. I'm sorry if you can hear the school class walking by, but they will walk away. So she came here to Örebro, and we had 3 days of just sewing, like the days before my hen do. We had 2 days of sewing, and we like cut out all the fabric pieces for his suit. For the jacket we began sewing and everything, and she finished my dress in 1 day, I think, like the base of my dress, and then she hemmed it and embroidered and everything later. But it was really we had like 13 hours of sewing each day for 2 days straight. It was a lot. And then she actually stayed the day after my hen do as well, so we sewed in the evening as well. And we tried on this suit jacket on the Sunday. So we sewed Thursday and Friday, then my hen do was on Saturday, and she was going back on Monday, so we tried the jacket on Sunday evening, and we were like, oh my god, it's too big. And it was like 2 sizes, I think, too big or something, and it looked like really baggy and stuff. So we panicked a bit. I panicked. She kept it all inside. I could see in her eyes that she was like worried, but she's a magician with her hands. So she took it in, and it was great. And then we could relax. And then we went the following week. We went away for a work thing, like Monday to Saturday, Wednesday to Saturday. So we was away for a really long time. And then when we get back, we were home for a few days, and then she came here again to help me. And then everything started falling into place. So the pants were ready, and the jacket was on its way. Really good progress. The shirt was finished, and then the vest was like, it's an easy, breezy thing to sew a vest. It's just front and back and lining on the back and everything. But the pattern was really, really strange. It was like a lot of fabric in the back. It was like a double the size in the back. It was really weird. So like really late at night, she just was like, do you have a vest that you like that's sitting well on you? And we took out his fall costume vest and made a pattern out of it. She made a pattern out of that. That was really great, and it looks amazing. But it was a really funny moment when we all just laughed at how weird this pattern was, and the first vest pattern that I bought. And it was really, it was strange. So then we sewed for 2 days, and she went home, and I finished some details, and then the week after that it was the wedding week, so she came on Thursday, and we did the small bits and pieces that we hadn't finished up, and she actually made the bodies for my wedding jacket as well. So she's a hero. Susanne. We hadn't been able to make these outfits without her. So very grateful about her. But yeah, so I will start showing you all the pieces. We will start with the jacket, I think, because that's what's hanging on top. So we and the fabric we bought was actually 100% wool, which makes me very happy, and it wasn't that expensive actually. It was like 200 Swedish kronor per meter, and this is what it looks like. It's very hard to show. I will do like this. It's hard to show a suit jacket that isn't on someone. It looks like this. Okay, so it's half lined. Looks like this, and you know, it looks like a suit jacket. This is actually the least exciting but hardest one to sew. You know, because you have suits for everyday wear. So this is kind of like a regular suit jacket. It hasn't anything that is like particularly Peaky Blinders-y, you know. The thing I loved about this one, to sew this one, was the stitch, the edge stitch on this, on the, what do you say, on this part. So when everything was finished, it looks kind of good, you know. It looks like this is a suit jacket. It looks good, but then you do the stitch here, following along. It just makes it so sharp and so professional looking. Sorry about the phone. And we had a pocket here, and we had pockets. We have pocket here. So yeah, this is a jacket, and the fabric looks like this. It's a fishbone. It's a fishbone wool fabric. Kind of like a medium gray, and I really liked it. I'm thinking about making a vest for me in the fabric that is left, maybe. So that was the suit. I will show you like the whole outfit and everything when I have shown you all the pieces. Okay, so the next piece is the vest, and this is how it looks. We made a very simple one, so it's just wool on the front, and as it should be, viscose on the back. And then we made one pocket so he could have his waistcoat watch in that one. But yeah, it was this was actually kind of fun to sew. It wasn't that hard. The hardest part was actually these, when you did the lining. It was the hardest part. Let's see here, because the curve of the, like this part, like this curve around here was really tricky to sew in the machine. But yeah, I'm very pleased with this one. I sewed it mostly on my own. It was just, and it was really easy to get it to look good, you know. When you had a decent pattern. So that's the vest. And then last but not least, we have the pants, and the, what do you know, the straps, what do you say? These are still on here, and it's something in here. Oh, it's our wedding ring box. So these are the pants that we made for Robin, and we have these that are connected by buttons in the lining. So they look like this, and I actually let Susanne, I asked Susanne if she would do the zipper, and she did it, and it's beautiful. It's a very nice zipper. But yeah, this was actually very much, they were kind of fun to sew. I did actually cut the wrong, I cut the like the inside of the leg. I was, you know, when we sewed them, they turned out a little bit too big, like a little bit too wide. So we were going to cut and make them a bit smaller. And then I accidentally cut without seam allowance. I just cut where I was supposed to sew, not where I was supposed to cut. But it went fine. It actually turned out great. So I'm very happy about that. But yeah, so they were fun to sew. And this is the whole outfit. Robin was very pleased. He bought a hat for the wedding, and he had a pair of shoes that he had from before, so he didn't buy any new ones. So that's really everything that I sewed for this wedding. Me and Susanne sewed for this wedding. It was such a nice feeling because as you can imagine, I have been so anxious about this wedding outfit, because what if it didn't turn out good? What if it turned out too big, or like it looked, you know, really homemade, like a bit not good, you know? So worried about that. But then when he tried it on like the week before the wedding, and we were like, okay, this is gonna turn out great, it's just a few details left and then it's gonna be amazing. And I can see it in his face as well, like, nice. It would be great. I don't have to panic buy a suit for my wedding. So that was really nice, and I'm so grateful for his patience and his trust in that we could make this suit for him. And now he has a suit that he can wear for a long time, hopefully. You know, it's a good fabric and a good fit. So yeah, very happy. But yeah, and everything, I don't know if I was thinking about making a video about the decorations as well, but maybe I could just sneak it in here, because we didn't make, it was not like a lot of the DIY. I did spray some cones with pine cones with gold spray, and I like I wrote on the placement cards and everything, but it wasn't like that much do it yourself. We only we gathered like candlesticks that was in gold or in brass, and we gathered all the bottles and everything that was in the same color, and then we used rowan berries, and we used dried oranges and like evergreen branches and stuff. So it was mostly just linen tableware and linen napkins, and then we had the plates and everything was was from the place that we rented. So it wasn't like ours, but they were secondhand and very beautiful. So that felt nice. But I can show you some pictures of the venue and everything, and maybe our first dance, because we danced a folk dance for our first dance, which was nice. So yeah, thank you for watching this very long video. I hope you enjoyed it, and please leave a comment down below if you want to say anything. If you stayed until the end of the video, please leave like autumn leaves emoji in the comments down below, so I can see that you stayed. The trusty ones. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already and you like what I do, and I will see you in the next video next week. Bye!